Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video talking about one of the greatest leaders of all time. Today we're gonna be learning about one of the civil rights leader, Martin Luther King Jr., best known for non-violence crusade and speeches calling for equality for all people. Martin Luther King, born in January 15th, 1829 in Atlanta, Georgia. At this time, less than 70 years that the slavery been made illegal in the United States. Black Americans were living hell, and many people didn't like the fact that the slavery has ended. So they made some rules to keep showing the difference between black and white people, like using different bathrooms or drinking in different fountains, and also go to different schools. This separation between people with different colors called segregation. That's the atmosphere that Martin Luther King Jr. grew up in. He was so good at school that he was able to skip 2 grades and graduate at the age of 15. After that, he got degree of sociology in 1948. Martin, he got married in June 18th, 1953 with Coretta Scott, and he got 4 children. Martin Luther King and other civil rights leaders organized the boycott of the bus system, which means the people who want things to change to stop using the bus. They did it for more than a year. That made the bus companies lose a lot of money. In December 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that the segregated buses are unconstitutional. It means it's illegal. That was a big win for Martin Luther King and his team, and they proved that the peaceful process can make change. As usual, a lot of people didn't like the bus change, and they want to stop the race mixing. One of the things that proves how strong Martin Luther King and his team was is that he'd been jailed over 30 times, and he'd been also stabbed. His house was robbed. He was frequently threatened death, but he never stopped calling for equality. From 1957 to 1968, he traveled all over the country, giving more than 2,500 speeches. He also wrote 5 books and so many articles. And that. Because of that, he earned the respect and he met with the President John Kennedy. One of his best speeches was "I have a dream" in 1963 to a crowd over than 25,000 people.
So my friends are rocking out. I have a dream tonight. It is a dream rooted deeply in the American dream. I have a dream that one day, down in Sasser County, Georgia, where they burned 2 churches down a few days ago because Negroes wanted to register and vote. One day right down there, little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and little white girls and walk the streets as brothers and sisters.
The same year that he did that speech, he been named the Man of the Year. And the following year, in 1964, he received the Nobel Prize. Around the same time, partially as a result of his work, the Congress passed the Civil Rights Act, which made discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or nation origin is not allowed anymore in the United States of America. His final speech was on April 3rd, 1968, where he was saying, "I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as people will get to the promised land."
That we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
The next day that he'd say this speech, he'd been murdered. He was sitting in his balcony and he was shot and killed. He was 39 years old. He was a great man. In 1983, the President Ronald Reagan signed the bill to create a national holiday to remember King's life and accomplishments, the third Monday every January, in honor to this great man who dreamed of peace and equality. We all need to say thank you to this great man to stop the racism and to stop the discrimination, colors and origin. Thank you, Martin Luther King, for this. That was the video for today. Thank you so much for you all. We'll see you next time with a new video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also like and share the video. We'll see you soon. Boom!
Lord, I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain.